Okay. It says webinar is streaming live on YouTube.
Okay. And mine says preparing. Okay.
Okay.
Setting up your webinar for YouTube Live. And I don't see it yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on. Thank you, Lord.
Okay.
I know. I'm so excited. It's just like, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Let me check here. I can check on my end, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I see. I see it's
You
on
see
YouTube.
us?
Yeah, I see. So I don't know why
Okay.
yours is not saying that we're not
Because
talking.
it's crazy. Because it's crazy and slow.
Okay, so we're on it.
We're on.
Yeah, it says live on YouTube.
And mine is so cuckoo. Okay, let's talk.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe I can do this. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I'm live.
I see it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Are we live?
I don't know why yours is not. I think so. We're not talking. It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so we're on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go on YouTube. Okay. Let me go on YouTube on my tablet. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So, my name is Tammi Morrison of Unleashing Your True Self, and this is Straight Outta Savannah, Talking with Tammi, with my guest, Nina Nicole. She is an online social media strategist. She is amazing, and I'm going to allow her to tell you a little bit about herself right now. Go, Nina.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tammi. First, let me say thank you for having me here, and I'm excited to be on your show. And I like your hair too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So basically, like Tammi said, my name is Nina Nicole, and I help women entrepreneurs who want to grow their business online through social media and content creation strategies, but most of all, have more fun, freedom, and joy in their business, and of course, get more clients. So basically that's what I teach women entrepreneurs, how to get clients on social media, but the fun, simple, and easy way, right? And I'm not good at like talking about myself, but you wanted to know like how I got started into this, right? How I got like started in social media. So I first started my business 10 years ago, actually in November, 10 years ago to this day. And I actually started out as a freelance writer, right? Okay. I was a freelance writer and it morphed into copywriting, like writing to sell. And in 2008, that's when social media started getting hot. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even want to do social media. I was going out and I'm like, I'm a writer, pay me for my writing services. And people are like, no, I don't want your writing services. I want social media. And I really struggled with the marketplace telling me that they wanted social media because I'm like, this is my God-given gift, writing, and nobody wants writing. They all want social media, right? So I had a coach. Yeah. And I had a coach and she's like, the marketplace is telling you what you're good at and what they want, and they're handing you checks. So you need to run with social media because this is what the marketplace is asking you for. So that's kind of how I got into social media by accident. And at first I didn't love it, but now I love it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So were you trained as a writer? Did you go to school for writing? How did that come about?
No, I wasn't trained as a writer. I didn't go to school for writing. I actually went to school for hotel and restaurant management. I got a hotel associate's degree in hotel and restaurant management. But you know how you have gifts. Ever since I was a little girl, I would always write poetry or screenplays and just write. Everybody's like, Nina, you always have a notebook. You're always writing. I know you're going to be a writer. So writing was just something that came naturally to me. You know, so I got into it and I went to school for writing. But I had to drop out because I didn't have the financials. So I was like, okay. And my writing teacher was kind of like upset, but stuff happens, you know what I mean? So, and I was just like, you know what? And then I started making money writing and I'm like, well, I don't really need to go to school because the writing that I was trying to go to school for was like journalism and stuff like that. And that's boring to me. You know, I like creative writing and things like that. So, but to answer your question, I didn't go to school for that. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Because, it's funny because you and I have a lot in common in that way.
Oh, yeah? How? You're a writer? Yeah, you wrote a book. You wrote a book, right?
I did. I mean, I wrote a book, and I actually have been writing a lot of articles, and I'm actually challenging myself to write more. And so I've been putting myself out there because I love writing, and I always have.
Okay, that's great.
But I went to school for nursing.
Right.
And it's funny because my daughter actually has that gift too. She's always been, like you said, always got a notebook in her hand and always writing. And she's probably written all kinds of stuff. And she probably has a book or two in there. But she went to school for electrical engineering.
Okay, wow. Right. Like we don't go on the path that we went to school for. Like a lot of people I know, they are not working in the profession that they went to school for, with the exception of like one or two people.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people, they're working in those professions, and a lot of them are like me. I work in this profession, but you know what? I don't love it.
Yeah.
I mean, if tomorrow, my life went into a place where I could afford not to go, I wouldn't shed a tear.
Yeah.
Probably would be a no call, no show.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
It's like no, it's all good. I'm great, But yeah. So when you decided to go in that direction, I heard you say that it wasn't what you loved at first.
Well, social media, it wasn't because I wanted to validate myself, right? Because you have your family and they're like, oh, you write good stuff, but they really don't read your stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, I want to validate and get paid for writing, I was getting writing clients, but they weren't knocking down my door like they were knocking down my door for social media, right? And I'm like, I'm a writer. I want people to pay me for writing. This is what I started my business for. Social media. What about Facebook? Because I was on Facebook and Twitter at the time, but I wasn't using it to market my business as other people were using it to market their business and things like that. And they're like, and the marketplace didn't care. They're like, well, Facebook, more than me. So teach me and I'll pay you, So it took me about a few months to really get a grasp on, this is what people are paying me for, and to realize that people buy what they want, not what they need. And it's funny because as soon as they got became my social media clients, it started to come natural where they're like, oh, can you blog for me? Or can you write me a website or something like that? So even though they wanted social media, when they got into the door, they still needed writing anyway. So it was like a win-win. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So you got to the place where you saw where, it was going to work for you, even though it wasn't what you loved at first.
Yeah, definitely. And then I started to love it and embrace it because it's like with social media, it's all about being social and personal and building relationships. And I love that side. I love connecting with people and things like that. And you would never know this. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm very introverted, or whatever. So I'm like an introvert. So I'm very introverted, but I love connecting with people on social media and it makes it easy to connect with them. Right.
You know what I say? And I tell people this all the time about myself as well, because people see me on social media and I actually have been getting noticed around where I live at, which is crazy because I'm not from here. I've only lived here a year. So people are looking at me and going, where do I know you from? And I look at them and say, do you have Facebook? They said, yeah. I said, that's where you know me.
Oh,
because I'm getting visible, and I'm doing my visibility thing, and I'm getting everywhere. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm here on YouTube, and I'm about to bust this shit out the water. And it's okay, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn, all these places. And so people are getting to recognize my face and stuff. And it's amazing to me to watch it, and that was one of the things I wanted to ask you. When you began to see, your own visibility for your own business, how did that affect you?
I mean, I was happy about it because I'm like, people are knowing me and I'm getting my name out there. But even though I'm an introvert, I don't know if you're into astrology or anything like that, but I was born in August. I'm a Leo. My birth sign is a Leo. So I have that little Leo kind of stardom or extravagance in me or whatever. So I kind of welcomed it, or whatever. So I liked it.
But do you find that people, when they see you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and they have this preconceived thing about, they think, okay, you're on this thing, so you're an extrovert and all this, because I tell people, I said, I'm an introvert. I could be at home, with my husband or alone, having a great time. I have no issues, as long as I have a computer and as long as I have a TV during sports season,
Yeah.
Some music, I'm good. I don't like to be in a crowd, but I tell them, I said, I'm an introvert. I said, but I play an extrovert on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Facebook. Oh,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I never really like, that's a good question because I never really like thought about that to a degree or whatever, because sometimes if I know you and we're connecting online or whatever, and I feel like I have that connection with you, I'm more open to going up to you in person when I see you at a networking event or something like that or whatever. But if I don't know you, I would probably want you to come up to me first, or like I'll watch you from across the room without being creepy or something, But,
right.
Yeah. So I never really thought about it that way.
I laugh about it because, for me, I'm actually at this place now where I'm getting out doing, networking and talking to people, and I'm doing it on purpose, even like in the store, I just speak to people, and and I'm doing it on purpose because I know that is what needs to be done. You know what I mean? But I'm not like super comfortable but I'm like, okay, I'm pushing myself, in that area because I know that that's an area that I need to, in order to be able to get where I want to get, in order to be able to, get to a place where Ellen's calling me to come and interview on her show.
Yeah, definitely. That's what happens. Speak it into existence, because they say what you're the least comfortable with doing, that's what you do, because that's going to get you to where you need to go, right? That's like the least, whatever you're afraid to do, like right now in your business, that's what you need to do, because that's what's going to catapult you to the next level, right?
Yes.
That's what happened. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to go. You finish.
Oh, no, okay. I was just going to say that's what happened when I started doing video. I was like, I started doing it like 6-7 years ago, and I was so scared to do it, right? And when I was like, I didn't have good lighting. I did everything wrong, and people told me, even though they didn't know me, they still told me. And then I progressed, and I got better and better and better. And then video was now like the main like way that I'm getting client and people attracted to me and things like that. And now video is like natural to me, but before I was so scared to do it, and now it's just like I could just throw on a live and boom, boom, boom. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. And I was gonna actually ask you about that. How did you get to that place where you knew that was something you had to do? Because for me, I actually did like a 5-day Facebook Live challenge. And so that actually helped me so much. And now I'm like you. I'm a natural. I'd rather do a video than do a post sometimes.
Yeah.
And my son actually is 27. And so he's in the millennial generation. And so he was like, Mom, I've been watching your videos. He goes, what you need to do is you need to do short ones. He goes, do them, 20 minutes or less. He goes, really, if you can, do 10 to 12 minutes. He goes, and just do a bunch of them, And he was like, because he said, Ma, people don't have long attention spans.
I think, go ahead. Sorry.
And he said, if you get out there, and I thought, well, that makes a lot of sense, And so I actually have started doing just, short videos, just kind of like Instagram. You know how you used to have to do an Instagram video for like a minute or something like that. And so I started doing some of those, and I actually did like some commercials for some of my things that I'm putting out there, and they're like 3 minutes or less.
Nice.
And I thought that was pretty good tip. Now, would you suggest that type of thing?
Yeah, I think, depending on your industry and stuff, I think, because you're right, your son is right too. People have short attention spans, so they're competing with cat videos, they're competing with so many different things. Right? So the thing is, like, you want to get them like YouTube or any kind of platform you're on that is not your own platform. I always say that you want to hook them in like in the first 10 seconds, but you have a video from anywhere from like 3 to 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes, even depending on like your topic, and then you can lead them to your website where it's longer, or invite them to, if you want to watch the rest of a longer video, have them opt in to watch it and things like that. But if you're like on YouTube and stuff, like I feel like a 5 or 10 minute video would suffice of what you need to say to attract your ideal clients. Yeah. But like when we're here like this doing interviews and stuff, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with like a 30-minute or 40.
No. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
On Facebook, I was trying to keep it under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I know how that can be, and yeah. So, yeah. And I know about the attention span, and I know people will watch you for a good 20 minutes on Facebook. After that, it's over.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, they can come back, and easier to find and stuff like that, so they'll come back and watch if they don't want to finish it, or that type of stuff. And then it might get out there along with, the thumbnails and all these things that God is blessing me to be able to learn.
Yes.
And so I wanted the people to be able to see you and what you do, because you impressed me. I don't even know where I saw you first. I think might have been Women Helping Women or one of those groups.
Probably. I'm in so many groups, so probably, it's probably one of those groups, because I think I was promoting my master class and things like that. And
right. I don't even remember which one it was, but I was like, wow, I was like, this is amazing. I was like, she is amazing. And I was like, I think that she's probably around millennial. Am I right?
No, I'm actually 37. I'll be 30.
Okay.
But I like to feel like I'm still 21.
Yeah, I said 29.
Huh?
I said I stay 29.
Okay. You said 29, right? You're only as young as you feel or old as you feel and things like that,
That's bullshit. But
for me, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I have older friends and they're like, "Oh, Nina, do you feel this yet, or do you feel that?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, you just have to take some time with that.
I have
certain things, because for me, my idol is Ernestine Shepherd. You know what she is?
No, it sounds familiar. What does she do?
She is a bodybuilder.
She's like 90 or something like that.
She's like 80, yeah.
And she's like, okay.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my girl. So I like follow her, and and to be honest with you, I decided that I was going to, get my body in shape. I don't want to bodybuild, I don't want to do it to that extreme, but just to the point where, I'm looking Angela Bassett sexy.
Yeah.
I need my cuts to show, and I need to trim, and all this. And so this is my inspiration as far as that, you know what I mean? And so I think about that in terms of age, because I'm like, if she can look like that at 80, I know her mind is sharp, because you can't, have that level of physical fitness without having a level of mental fitness.
Definitely. I can relate, because I'm on that wagon too. I'm like, I need to get my body in shape, because I'm yo-yo. I go up and down. Like I lost 55 pounds once, gained it back, lost it again, gained it back. And I'm like, it's your mind. Like you have to get your mind right before anything. So I totally get it.
Yes, you really do. It's like, you can do everything that you want with your body, but if your mind ain't right, it's going to work against you.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. So in your business, do you do individual coaching, or do you do more masterminds? Do you do more mentoring? How's your business model in that?
So right now, I'll be transparent with you. So I've had the done for you part for the last like 10 years, which was done for you basically means like doing the Facebook management for you, doing the Instagram management for you, like taking all your content and posting it for you, posting in groups, whatever. Like I just take everything on your plate and do the social media management for you. But this year I transitioned into an actual coach where I'm actually training people how to do it themselves. And the business model that I have right now is private one-on-one coaching. And then I have VIP strategy days where I'm taking 6 to 8 hours with you and mapping out your whole content strategy and giving you a plan of action that you can take with you for the next couple of months or even years, or whatever, because strategies change. So right now it's just more of a private one-on-one. But I'm planning to do some masterminds earlier in the new year, but it's nothing like set in stone right now.
Gotcha. So which do you like best?
As far as
You like the private one-on-one, or do you like the VIP days, or the because I don't know, for some reason I see you as a mentor.
yeah, I feel like I like the private one-on-one, and I also like the VIP days. And the thing is, I also like groups too, because it's so funny. I want to share the story with you. I'm born and raised in New York, right? So, but I've lived in places. I lived in Texas, I lived in Vegas, I lived in Thailand, or whatever, right? So all those places that I've had lived, I had community. Now I'm back in New York, and I haven't been like outside networking a lot like I need to. So I don't have community here. I'm in a mastermind myself, but the mastermind that I'm in, it's we meet like every quarter or something. So I'm not meeting with the ladies that I am in the mastermind with on a consistent basis. So like
Right.
I'm craving community, I'm craving that connection because I love to be around like-minded people or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I feel like I'm going to start a mastermind for like selfish reasons a little bit too, because I want to connect with more like-minded individuals or whatever. So I really want that community and that connection that I don't have here in New York, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I actually was in one like that, and it was the girl started just for that reason.
Right.
She was in a place that she didn't have a lot of connection either, and she was also introverted, and so we did that mastermind with her, which was worked out great. It was good. I learned a lot, and it was good for me. And in the time, it was, the time it was good for the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking that because I was wondering, are you seeing it as like I'm in one group, it's like a private Facebook group.
Okay.
And so we meet, I think we meet let's see. We meet once a week. Yeah. We meet on Saturdays, this group that I'm in. And it's a spiritual level group that I'm in, because I don't know if you realize I'm an intuitive, and so I do a lot of spiritual work, and I'm actually transitioning in that area too. And I'm going out in the community and doing sister circles here in my local area, because that's something that I've been wanting to do and I'm interested in. And but just like you're in big city New York, and I'm here in Tucson, Arizona, but I don't I don't have community because I'm not from here, and all these things. And so I have to meet people and network and all these things that introverted people don't always like to do.
Yeah. Right.
So what I was asking was, do you perceive it to be like a Facebook group that you do the mastermind with, or are you going to do it just on Zoom, or how are you looking to do it?
No, I mean, I'm probably going to do like a mixture of Facebook group and as far as live person retreat. Because I have the advantage of living in New York, because I know a lot of people want to come to New York and they have a reason to come to New York. So it'll be like a mixture of in person and in Facebook group. But
Right.
it just really depends on like the needs of the people who I'm attracting and things like that. But I would like to have some of that personal, because this, like there's nothing like a live connection. That's why I like video, because that's the closest thing to being in your face, right?
Yeah,
A person or whatever, but there's nothing like meeting someone live, or all right, and in person. That's what I mean. So yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do your business, this is always a question that I ask everybody, just because one of the girls that I was in a mastermind group with, she said, she dubbed me the queen of intuition.
Uh-huh.
And so I call myself the intuitive empowerment diva,
Mm-hmm.
because that's something that I enjoy doing, and I've been doing it all my life, and it comes natural, just like the writing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but do you find yourself using your intuition a lot in your work?
My intuition a lot. No, I don't feel like I use my intuition a lot. I go off of just researching and asking people questions. I mean, I could be intuitive, like if I know a person has like bad energy or something like that, I could be like, like even in my personal life, I've had mutual friends, and my friends are like, be a friend with this person. I'm like, no, I don't want to be a friend with that person. I'll be civil. And then they're like, force me to be a friend. And then I'm a friend with that person, but it doesn't work out, if that makes sense. So it's just like,
Yeah.
So I kind of gauge like, okay, if this person is like legit or not or something like that, but I don't go deep into the intuitiveness, if that makes sense. I've seen some people do it, but I'm more practical, I think.
No. Because the thing is, and I think that's probably one of my missions in this planet is, intuition, it don't gotta be deep. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you said, using your gut
Mm-hmm.
and just recognizing and making sure that you don't go against that.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, okay, I don't have a good feeling. Like you said, I feel bad energy around that person.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what that is.
Okay.
I laugh. I said, because I talk to people all the time and they're like, oh no, I don't do that. I'm like, yeah, but you just said.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think sometimes. Go ahead. Sorry. I do that.
No, I just said, I said you said you check the energy of them, and yeah, that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah. I think for a long time too, and I think people do this because when I used to hear intuitive, I used to think like psychic, and I'm not against psychics. I love psychics and
You
mediums and
said
all that.
woo woo, right?
Yeah. So like when I heard intuitive, I think like, oh, they're psychic, but intuitive, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, is a little different than psychic, right?
It's a part of it, is what it
Part of
is.
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
part of it. I mean, the thing is intuition we all have,
Mm-hmm.
and I think for me, that's why I did my ebook I'm giving away. Intuition is not woo woo, and I have actually had people that said, "This is so good. Why are you giving it away?" I was like, "Because I was instructed to give it away.
Mm-hmm.
I was told by spirit to give it.
Yes. Yes.
There will be other things that I can make money on, but this is not it right now."
Yeah.
I was like, I was told to give it. I said, because people need it, because they need to
Mm-hmm.
know that, intuition is not woo woo.
Yeah.
It's just listening to your gut, listening to your spirit, listening to God, listening to your higher self is all that, in order to make more positive decisions and stuff in the world. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, what do you foresee for yourself for 2019?
That's a good question. I'm thinking because I want to travel more. I stopped traveling a bit because I had to come back to New York for stuff, but I think 2019 will be traveling again,
That's
traveling
awesome.
more, but then really, really helping and supporting women entrepreneurs really get their message out there in a big way because I see a lot of things on social media now that people are teaching that are not, you know, in line with building relationship, building connection, building rapport. There's a lot of people spamming people because they're
Yeah.
saying buy my stuff and they have good stuff, but they're being taught how to do social media and how to promote their business the wrong way. So I'm on
Mhm.
a mission to like untrain them, to teach them the right way so they can get more, make more impact, make more money, right? And help more people instead of learning from the way these gurus are telling you to spam 100,000 people a day. And it's like, oh, if you message 500 people, somebody's going to bite, right? And that's not the way you do it, So I'm really on a mission to help women who really want to make an impact and grow their business through social media because number one, it's free, it's easy, and it's just a great way to build connections with people if you do it the right way.
That's amazing because you're right. It's so much out there, and so many people that even in the spiritual community, it's like people are telling people all kinds of stuff. And for me, I'm really, really tapping into my intuition because I'm like, that don't sound right to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't sound right to me, then I know, because I'm 50 and I've been on this earth a long time. If it doesn't sound right, then it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just have learned over the years that if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a damn duck.
Yeah.
It's not a cow, it's not a pig. And
Right.
you can't tell me that it's, anything else besides a duck. And so this is one of the things. And you're right, it's so many people telling you so many things. Because I bought even little programs. I was actually talking to a friend today. I was like, I bought little things that were, really cheap, like $10, $7 or whatever. I said, and some of them I was disappointed, but then I had to take a step back and say, wait, it wasn't but $7.
Yeah. Right.
For me, if I'm gonna put it out there, I don't care if I'm selling it for $7 or $10. You're gonna have a little piece of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
because I guess because I care.
Yeah, definitely. We need more of that.
you know and
Yeah.
I think about the fact that how do I want my name to be. I don't want people to say, well, I bought this from her and it was a piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And people do say that.
Hmm.
And I mean, and sometimes it's not true, but still, you don't even want anybody to be able to say that. You want to be like, okay, well, this is my stuff.
Yeah.
And I take pride in what I do.
Hmm.
So that mission that you have for helping women to do it properly is amazing.
Yeah. Thank
It's
you.
amazing. So how can people reach out to you how can they find you?
Well, the best way to find me, I'm on Facebook every day, facebook.com/Nina Online Biz. That's my Facebook fan page where I go live virtually every day, except with the exception of Sundays. And then you can find me on Instagram at Nina the Writer. I don't know if I'm going to change that handle yet, but Nina the Writer on Instagram at the moment.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
like. So we're going to probably close up here, and I am just so grateful for Nina coming on here with me on my first YouTube podcast, Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammi, where I talk with amazing people that are doing amazing things in this world so that we can impact the planet. And we just do beautiful organic conversations. And I'm just really grateful for Nina coming on here and sharing her heart and sharing what she does as an online social media strategist and more.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, thank you, Tammy. I didn't know this was your first YouTube. I didn't know it was your first YouTube podcast live. So congratulations! Oh,
Yes. Yes,
really
this is
cool.
number one. You have made number one.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome. That's awesome. I wanted to ask you a quick question too.
sure.
You said you moved to Tucson, and you say straight. Did you move from Savannah, or you were for somewhere else?
Okay, so I am originally from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
And so I got that title one night in my sleep.
Okay.
And I thought, because I saw a shirt somebody had made straight out of Savannah, and I was like, wow, you
Hmm.
know. And then to be honest with you, I thought about what they said about Jesus.
Okay.
Can anything good come out of Nazareth?
Hmm.
And I thought about that. I was like, can anything good come out of Savannah? Because Savannah I don't know if you know, it's a beautiful town,
Hmm.
but they got issues sometimes.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I was like, okay. And so the title came to me and straight out of Savannah talking with Tammi. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that. It kind of resonated. And so that's what I say. But I'm like you, I've lived a lot of places.
Hmm.
Arizona, South Carolina, I lived for about 15 years or so. Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, Maryland, Connecticut,
Wow.
Washington State, Tacoma. I mean, I've been pretty much all over this country except in the Midwest, and I'm good with that.
Okay.
So this was one of those. It's time for me to go. I'm gonna try the Southwest, and so I'm here, and I actually love it here. I love it. It's beautiful outside. We're not doing any snow or anything. We watch that on TV and Facebook, and
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I moved back to New York City because my guy is here, and I'm like, we can't live in New York City any longer because this snow is not happening. We got to find a place where we can both enjoy.
yeah, because and I tell people, I said, now if once I'm able to travel, and I don't have to be nailed down to a job,
Yeah.
then I don't mind going someplace like a cabin in the woods, someplace where it snows, light a fire and all this other kind of good stuff, but I don't have to go nowhere,
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
I don't want to be someplace where I got to be shoveling snow so I can get up and go to work and, pound on somebody's clock and all this kind of good shit. I don't want to do that,
Yeah.
or I got to be trying to figure out how I'm going to get to the store and all that. And, because we actually were in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is more to the north.
Hmm.
And it was snowing there. And
Wow.
I was so petrified because I told my husband I have not driven in snow in I don't know how long.
Okay.
I was like, I've been driving in snow since the 90s. I was like,
Okay.
I can't do it.
I don't blame you.
Right. So here it's beautiful. I mean, it's cool here. We woke up, I think last night it was 40 degrees, so we had to turn on some heat.
Hmm.
But other than that, I mean, it's beautiful. We went outside and we actually walked some and all this and so we're able to do that and then, but it's still cool, and actually we had coats on. You guys
Okay.
probably wouldn't because it was like 60 degrees. But it's wonderful. So that's how I got the name. That's, we got all off. It's okay. So what did you do in Thailand? I got to ask you that.
What did I do as far as work or just
No,
basically?
I mean, how'd you get there?
Oh, how did I get there? Oh, I'll tell you really quickly. I want to say 5 years ago, unfortunately, my sister had passed away, and
Oh,
her and I were 1 year apart.
oh,
And
wow.
when she died, I decided, I was like, what am I doing with my life? I always had a desire to travel, but I was always scared. So unfortunately, the fact that she died, that sucked, but at the same time, I was like, I need to do something with my life because I started thinking about my own mortality and things like that. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's just go. And for myself, and I said, I want to go to Thailand. And the reason why I chose Thailand, because I was doing research and they said, oh, this whole digital nomad where you can live cheap and work on the beach or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Thailand. So I made the arrangements, flew there, didn't have an apartment, didn't know anybody. I had met one person who I was selling ebooks at the time, and he had purchased my ebook, and he found me on YouTube. Anyway, so that's the only person I knew at the time. But I flew there, and I stayed there, and oh my God, Thailand has such a great place in my heart, right? Because number one, the people are so nice and humble, and then it's dirt cheap to live there, right? And you get some great food for a great price, and what else? And it was like you have a good quality of life there.
Nice.
I did, I was just like basically I was just going to get foot massages every day, drinking coconut
Oh,
water every day, going to like the different beaches, taking the ferry and the bus to the beaches and stuff. Like I worked, but I didn't work, if that makes sense, because I had like an assistant and I had systems set up where I would work like 3-4 hours a day, and then the rest of my
nice.
time I was just like having fun. Like I guess I was having too much fun, and I was getting too what was the word? I was getting too comfortable, if that makes sense, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to fly back to New York. I was there for like 15 months, and then I had to fly back to New York for a different family emergency. And I stayed to help my family out, whatever. And then in that process, I was on my way back to Thailand, but then I met my then boyfriend, excuse me, my boyfriend now. We've been together for 2 years and things like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to stay in New York because I love you, So anyway, so that's how I got to Thailand.
Wow, that is amazing, girl. That's like a dream.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a dream. Like if you ever have the chance, or like if you ever have the chance to go there and just like live there for like 6 months or something or whatever, my sister's like, oh, what is all this about Thailand? I'm like, you got to go there, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's a third world country. I'm like, yeah, it is, but they also have McDonald's and KFC and Starbucks. They have all the things that we have here. You know what I'm saying? It's just not as advanced or whatever and stuff like that, but it's still like a great place to be. Personally, that's my personal opinion.
So did they speak English though?
Well, in Bangkok, because where I lived in Chiang Mai, which is north of Thailand, so northern Thailand. They don't really speak English, but Bangkok, since it's a big city and a lot of different people come from all different countries and backgrounds, there's people who speak English, and Thai people who speak English, or they know enough to communicate, because Bangkok is such a melting pot,
And you didn't have problems with internet or anything like that? Fast internet?
Yeah, they have fast internet. I mean, it's not fast as here, but it just depends on where you live and your plan and things. But what they did have that I forgot to tell you, they had blackouts, right? Have you ever saw the movie The Hangout?
Yeah.
No, The Hangover, excuse me, The
Yeah,
Hangover.
yeah.
They had like the blackouts and stuff. Like, I think the longest blackout they had was about like 4 hours or something like that. But of course, the movie made it dramatic. But when you have blackouts, that's kind of sucks when you have your internet. But they didn't have as many blackouts as I thought. When I was there for 15 months, I think there were probably only 2 or 3 blackouts during that time frame in the vicinity where I was. So you just got to be mindful of that. Like, they do have blackouts and internet outages and things like that.
So what's the next place you're gonna go to?
To live or to live?
I mean, the thing is you have a business where you can go anywhere, right?
Yeah, the thing is, my boyfriend is in a full-time job right now, so that's the only challenge, right, or whatever. So I feel like, where was I going to go after Thailand before I met him? I think I wanted to go to Argentina. That's where I think I wanted to go, to Argentina, to try it out. You know,
because the thing is, you can live 6 months here and a couple months there, and
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just trying to like get my boyfriend on the bandwagon and stuff like that, because like when I was traveling and stuff, like I'm a hopeless romantic and I wanted love and I love love and everything like that. So like everything was good, which is my love. And then I came back here and then now I have the love that I wanted. So now I'm just like, okay, I have the love. So come on, let's go to another exotic place. But he has to put his ducks in a row and things like that too.
Right. And I heard you say his YouTube channel is doing good.
Yeah. His YouTube, that's something to tell you. Like, we actually have a nightly show, not a nightly show, a Monday night show called Love and Dining, because in New York City, we go out and we eat at restaurants on our date night, and we just share our date night with you and share the food that we eat at the restaurant and stuff like that.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah.
He just definitely send me the channel.
Yeah, I'll send you the channel. But yeah, we're waiting on the letter for monetization, because he's been doing it for a year. He's like over 2,000 subscribers, but he's been consistent. Like every Saturday, he drops a video at midnight, and he's been doing that consistently for like the last year or whatever. So that's how his channel has been growing, because he's being consistent. That's a social media tip for you guys. I don't know if we're still recording for the interview, but
yeah, we are.
Be consistent, because the consistency is going to get you the traction and the results that you want. Like, I always tell people, like, when you go to the gym, you don't lose 50 pounds the first day. Even though we want to lose 50 pounds the first day, right. You got to keep going. And then you don't start seeing results until like a month, and then 2 months. And then all of a sudden that 50 pounds is wiped away or whatever. But you have to be consistent and do the work, and people are like, oh, I posted this. And I'm like, well, how many times did you post? Oh, once. Oh, once. Nobody's going to see your post if you're only posting once. You're posting more. People, like, as you said earlier, people have short attention spans. You're competing for everybody's time. Then the whole Facebook and Instagram, everybody's talking about, oh, nobody sees my post. Nobody sees this.
There's so much mess.
Yeah.
So much stuff going on. It's just noisy,
Yeah, it's noisy. So you have to like really stand out. You got to stand out from the crowd, especially when you have so many other people doing the same thing that you're doing. So you have to stand out and be different, Yeah.
Exactly. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine. I have a couple of people that, I've been banging with for a while, and we go back and forth, and if we find out something, we share and help each other, stuff like that. And we were actually talking about that. And I was saying, she actually sent me a message saying that she had hit on YouTube and my video came up. And I was like, oh, not YouTube, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, because I was excited.
Yeah.
Because I don't even do Instagram as much. Just like I said, I watched your video and that helped.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really understand what the hell to do with Instagram. But I would still get on there and I would still post and I would still advertise, and so now I've made some more videos and stuff like that. But for me, like I said, I'm trying to set up a schedule for myself so that I can know, how to do it and where to post and all that stuff like that. And, so that everywhere that I am. And now I'm seeing, because people are seeing me on all the different platforms, but yeah, just like you said, the consistency is key. Consistency. And Rome wasn't built in a day, is my saying.
Yeah, definitely. I say that too.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have this major empire, that they had, but they didn't build it, they didn't say today we're going to build it and then tomorrow it was, you know.
Definitely. Definitely, right? And, have you ever been to Rome?
Because even the weight loss analogy, I thought that was great because the
Uh-huh.
thing is we all want to lose it,
Yeah.
but the thing is if we don't do the things that it requires to lose it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the same thing with the social media platforms and getting ourselves out there. We want a big channel, we want a million people in our groups and all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm finding that sometimes, I don't really want to be a part of all those huge groups because you get lost and people don't see you a lot of times unless you just post, 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 post. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's good and sometimes not. So I'm
Yeah.
learning that, the better connections are made sometimes in the smaller groups,
Yeah, definitely.
you know.
Definitely.
But yeah, so yeah, the consistency thing, definitely. I mean, I think that is like a major tip. And I'm so glad that you brought that out because a lot of people are thinking just like you said, because we have these people out there telling people, just post this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a million people will buy your shit.
It doesn't work that way.
And it's not that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that
Or you looking at people that say stuff like, because I've seen so many people, that say stuff like, oh, well, I have 10, 15K months, every month. And all I do is work 2 hours a day. I'm like, well, probably now,
Yeah,
but
yeah, because
before.
yeah, they don't tell you what they had to do to go through that, to go through the wire. They don't tell you like the things that they had to get to those 10, 15K months, that they had to have all these flops, that they had to have, like they had to find a system that worked for them, that they had to perfect it, and they don't want to tell you that because they know that the 10, 15K month sells, right? Or whatever,
Right.
but they tell you what they had to do to sacrifice that or whatever, or like I'm transparent. I'm not at 10, 15K months yet, right? And I don't want to sell my soul because when I used to work in my done for you business, I was working 14, 20 hours a day, 22 hours trying to meet deadlines and stuff. And I'm like getting sick. I'm tired. I'm gaining weight. Like, what's the point of making that money when I don't have a life? You know what I
Right.
mean? So it sounds like, alluring and things. But when you go into the back end and you see that they're like dying just to make that money, I'm like, no, I want to live a little longer. I don't want to go and sell my soul and work like crazy just to do that.
Yeah, I do. Because the thing is I actually went through that because I started just getting overwhelmed and aggravated and stuff because I was, on Facebook every day. And then I don't know if I work a full-time job. And at the time I was working a full-time job and a couple part-time jobs.
Yeah.
And I was, still trying to do my business and still trying to maintain, social media presence and all this shit. And so I would be doing all that stuff. And then I still got to go to work and deal with all these crazy people for 12 hours or, most of the time it was 12,
Yeah.
and so I would be like, man, and I started getting real aggravated and stuff. And it started showing actually in my videos. Actually, my mom called me and she said, you're looking tired.
Uh-huh.
My mom's in Georgia, so she's looking at me on the video.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "You're looking tired," and I was like, "You know what? She's right." And I would be feeling tired,
Mm-hmm.
And so I started thinking about it, and I said, I said the reason why I wanted to start this business, I said not only because I want to, help women all over the planet to, get to a place where they're, not frustrated and not in fear and not having all these anxieties about these life changes and transitions that they're having, the empty nest stuff, and because my audience is, women in the middle years.
Mm-hmm.
And there a lot of them are aggravated because they're having empty nests, their kids are leaving and all this kind of stuff. And they're having, all types of things going on in their life, like divorce and, death and all these things. And, they're losing their parents and, they have all these traumas and stuff in their life. And my mission was to help them, but the other part of it was I wanted to have fun because I don't, I have fun everywhere I go because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But and my job, is a job. And I
Yeah.
didn't really want that for my business. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted to enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was getting to a place where I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was becoming like a job. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want that. That's not what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to have fun. I want to be able to help people. I want people to be able to grow, you know, and I also, like I said, I want to do that in my writing. You know, I want to, you know, get this other book out here so that people can know that regardless of what kind of things come against them, they can still live, they can still grow, they can still be who they need to be, you know, and they can do it through living and loving.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that I know that we can you do because I know that, you know, the planet needs saving. People need help.
Yeah.
People are hurting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're dying young. I don't
Yes.
know if you noticed, but people are dying young.
Yeah, I noticed.
You know, and so and a lot of that is definitely the trauma that they are enduring, you know, and I see them and they have all these issues and they're like, you know, they're like your age and they're like, you know, oh, my stomach hurts so bad and I'm having this problem and that problem, and when they go have the scans and stuff, they don't find nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I tell them? I said, what are you worried about? Why are you so anxious? What is going on in your life? What kind of stress do you have?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, are you doing any yoga? Are you doing any meditation? Are you doing any damn praying?
Yeah.
You know, this is what I ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that that's something that, you know, is definitely needful. And just like you said, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, we have gotten off, but this is what we do. And I'm so grateful for you having this conversation with me, especially early because I could use the sunlight
Yes.
because it's still sunny here in Tucson.
Uh-huh. That's nice.
I was
Because
like,
you
no,
don't have daylight savings.
right. We
Yeah, so
don't
you
have nothing. We just let y'all change around us, and then we
got.
just, you know. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I said it's like 4:30 my time now.
Okay.
So it's good. But anyhow, I just really appreciate Nina Nicole for popping in on Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammi, my very first podcast on YouTube. I am so excited because not only have I made history, but she has because she is my very first guest on this show. And we have done this thing. It has been an awesome, amazing, organic conversation, which is something that I enjoy. Y'all, I have found my zone of genius. So anyway, Nina has shared where you can find her, and I'm going to ask her to share it one more time for anyone who is watching, anybody all over the planet. You can reach her on Facebook, and she'll tell you where.
Facebook.com/Nina Online Biz. That's my fan page, Facebook.com/Nina Online Biz. And you could always find me on Instagram under Nina the Writer, like you write a book, Nina the Writer.
Awesome. Awesome. That is so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you follow this beautiful young lady because she is going to be something. She is creating this business that is just changing the world and changing the landscape in online business.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, my name is Tammi Morrison of Unleashing Your True Self, and you can also find me on Facebook as well. You can find me on Instagram at Tammi Y. Morrison, Facebook.com/Unleashing Your True Self on Facebook. Also, you can find me on this YouTube channel. You can also find me on LinkedIn at Tammi Morrison. You can find me someplace else too, but I can't remember right now. I'm just being real with y'all. but but thank you so much for joining, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you, Tammi.
You